Hi guys, and thanks for tuning in to Design and a Half. So it's Friday, which means that you know what time it is. It's time for Product Hunt Fridays. Okay, let's get started and look at what's popular on Product Hunt today. So click. Let's see. We have iPhone 3D mockups. Let's see what this thing is about. iPhone 3D mockups. Make your iOS product stand out on App Store, landing pages, social media ads, and everywhere you want. High 5 includes 5 iPhone colors: silver, gray, space gray, blue, midnight, green, and gold. 4 types of hands. Monochrome. Okay, let's see. Bemore graphics. Sounds promising. Okay. So, hi, I created a collection of 40 iPhone 3D mockups for you. Easily showcase your iOS products on iPhone. Okay. Ooh, these look good, and especially what I love about them is the fact that they're 3D and they have this sort of cartoonish feel to them. They're quite nice, to be honest. I like these, though I don't really get the whole gold or the yellow tone on the emojis, but I guess it probably had to be done because, well, people love the default yellow color on the emojis, so I don't know, but all in all, they are I really like them. They're quite nice. I would just buy them if they were up for sale. Let's see how much they are. $16, 0 cups of coffee. $20 plus 2 cups of coffee. Ooh, these are actually cheap. Yeah, they're worth it. They're definitely worth it. So, by the way, if you need mockups for your mobile projects, definitely have a look at these. I'll be linking them down into the description of this podcast episode. So if you want to, you can check them out on the author's website for sure. Okay, so I'm definitely bookmarking this. Let's see what else. We got Tradeswell, automated insight for e-commerce brands. This sounds interesting. Let's see what this is about. Economic power for brands. Achieve full e-commerce success with the only algorithm trading platform built specifically for DTC and CPG brands. Not sure what that means, but we'll find out. Tradeswell Advanced AI is a trusted platform that empowers teams to unlock profitable, healthy growth. Okay. Tradeswell integrates data from across a brand's entire e-commerce stack, providing users with a comprehensive view of their data. AI-based insight makes teams smarter and informs strategic planning. E-commerce brands succeed with Tradeswell. We sure hope so. Let's see the website. And okay. I really hope it's not a trading platform for more Bitcoin, because if that's the case, that would be really sad. To be honest, I'm not one who's really fond of Bitcoin, and I believe it doesn't really actually provide any value. But then again, I'm more of a fringe type of person that sits on the fence and is usually not so susceptible to adopting really new technology up until the point that it's become proven in the market. So from my perspective, Bitcoin is really shady. I think Bitcoin did not earn its trust into the marketplace of today, and it still has a long time to go until it will earn that trust. Just because there's so many damn coins out there that it's just difficult to keep track of what's what, And this is exactly what I find shady about it, because to be honest, I'm more of the type of person that believes in traditional funds, which are based on real life sort of indexes, and personally, I don't really feel like the way the current financial market works is really awesome, just because it's based on a lot of economic indexes which are not necessarily bulletproof, and some of them are really susceptible to all sorts of foreign influences, rumors, and so on, which is not necessarily something you want for a for a particular coin or for a particular currency, if you will. This is why I'm usually pro coins, which usually or currencies which usually are covered by a specific I don't know, high degree high value item in that country's vaults. For example, gold or platinum or diamonds, for example. Those are examples of items with a lot of value attached to them that will rarely degrade over time. Especially diamonds, those are probably the best types of investment you can actually make at any given point. Because okay, gold might fluctuate, the fluctuations might not be that big, but they could be pretty devastating if you're the type of person that heavily invests in gold, like people with a lot of money. I personally don't invest in gold because I don't have that amount of money, but if I did, I would probably invest it either in platinum or just rare metals or whatever is going to hold its value very well. Which is why I think that currency should be probably based around those things rather than the, I know, economic indexes of a specific country, how well it's doing, just because that those indexes are really heavily susceptible to errors. They are susceptible to misinformation, to misreporting. For example, if a country just does not report its proper income the way others do, for example, that means that specific country has all the interest in the world to report a fake number, probably a boosted number, just because it wants its currency to be more stable. And I think to some extent all countries in the world do this. They bolster the statistics just to bolster the confidence in their own currency. So I am a bit I don't know, on the fence with this. But getting back on track with the Tradeswell, let's see what it actually does. Quantitative Shopper Insights. Oh, so this is actually an insights platform. Okay. How it works. Tradeswell simply and easily integrates data from across the e-commerce stack. It generates AI-based insights and automates actionable trading decisions. But what types of trading decisions? That manage and optimize e-commerce growth. It then reveals a full picture of e-commerce operations to make teams smarter and informs their strategic planning. Okay, but this is actually quite generic information if we sit down and analyze it. Just because I'm not getting any information with what actionable trading decisions I can make, how those decisions could influence whatever I'm selling, for example, and if for example I am selling across several stores or several online shops, then how can I leverage this information to for example, do one thing across channels, like modify the price across all of my stores? Does it also go there and modify those prices, or does it just collect data and analyze it into some sort of report? Because if it does that, technically you don't need any platform to do that. You just need Google Insights. Google Data Studio, because Google Data Studio can link to a lot of databases and to your own database as well, to your shop's databases. It can extract data, it can use that data to modulate it and to interpret it in all sorts of reports and dashboards if you want to. And by the way, that's for free. Whereas this one, I'm guessing it would be for price. I don't know. Let's see. Proven results. Average net margin growth over 90% forecast accuracy, already trusted by 100 brands. Well, okay, proven results by who? Because I'm not getting any brands. Interesting. Founder and CEO Restore a Pet. Yeah, but these are all small companies. They're like 3 companies that are put as a success story with Tradeswell. I don't know. To be honest, it doesn't inspire the biggest the biggest security in my head, to be honest. Okay. Intelligent data warehousing. Aggregate and normalize business critical information in the most advanced high availability data warehouse for e-commerce. With easy to understand intelligence, teams save countless hours, create in-house experts, and free up time for strategic thinking. Well, it sure sells me the idea that you're not going to need any more, I don't know, techie guys in your company to actually gather the data, interpret it, and then give you actionable insights for your marketing guys. But I don't believe that. Like, every company employs people like that just because data is becoming more and more difficult to analyze, and people need those analysts to be able to do that. No AI in the world is going to be performing the same way as a normal person is, just because that person has background information, has background experience, and has a lot of insight into how to interpret information, rather than just giving this to an AI which makes decisions based on some predetermined factors and might leave out some other information. I mean, basically what I'm getting is that they just made some sort of data warehouse that is connected to a Elasticsearch platform with some insights that are being taken out with probably some TensorFlow implementation or something like that, or based on TensorFlow, because TensorFlow seems to be the most popular choice for most people. I doubt they have something built in-house. Maybe the algorithm, not the algorithm, sorry, the ingested data probably. I have no idea. Oh well. I've worked previously for a company that actually did this sort of thing, but they did this not for online shops. They did this for actual retailers, and what they did was a bit more complex. They also analyzed the theft that was going on in shops. They also analyzed potential events that were happening during a shop's operation, for example. They also analyzed sales and basically used all the information they gathered from sales to sort of conduct and add them to a huge data warehouse, where this data was processed, and it was used by the company I was working for to give them periodic reports of what was going on with whatever it is that they were selling. So it's somewhat similar to what I've seen when I was still working for them, but I think it's still quite low level, to be honest. And I'm not seeing any demos of this in terms of a video or something that would, I know, bring me some reassurance about how this thing works and who is using it. And that basically tells me this is just still work in progress, and they're just trying to get people on board with this so they can make some money and they continue development. That's my gut feeling by looking at this. However, I'm going to link this also into the description of the podcast episode. So if you guys want to check it out and you want to see for yourself whether it's worth it or not, definitely do so. I'm not trying to bias anyone, by the way. This is just my opinion, and I'm pretty sure someone else out there is probably going to find this thing useful, because not all people are the same. So definitely have a look at this if you think it's useful. Okay, moving on. Radix icons, an open source set of crisp 15 by 15 icons designed by the Modulz team. Oh, okay. I do remember Modulz. Actually, the Modulz team has a project that's in the works for quite some time, and they're trying to create sort of this solution that gives UX designers the possibility of building wireframes directly into code, or actually into a visual interpretation of code, so that you don't have to you can use the existing wireframe that you just generated via the code to as a bedrock for future development work, for future front-end development work, basically, which would mean in theory that if you would do stuff in Modulz, or at least that was my impression, you would be able to output some wireframes which could be later used as a bedrock for developers to work and add CSS on and so on. But the one thing I'm actually having a problem with in a lot of these tools that generate code is the fact that none of them actually can generate code as clean and as usable as a developer can. And the reason for that is quite simple. Development work is not easy. There's a lot of factors involved and it's not simple to just produce code that works in all circumstances. That code needs to be tested. It needs to be tested against compliances, against different types of browsers, and by different types of people who have different focuses on that particular code, which means that when it comes out, it's probably going to be pretty solid, and 90% of the cases it's going to be solid code that's really good. Whereas, for example, if you're using Anima, which is a plugin destined, for example, for Sketch, that generates websites based on those informations in Sketch and based on your visual designs that are made in Sketch, the output is not going to be that great, just because it's going to be auto-generated code. It's going to be hard to debug, which is a huge problem with all auto-generated code. So if something goes wrong and you have to debug the code and you have to look into it to fix a problem, let's just say it's hell. And I know, because I've done so myself. I've looked into code that was that was auto-generated, and it's not easy to look into and fix the problems that are being done by compilers. I would definitely advise anyone, especially if there's any designers among you that are listening to this, please don't fall into the trap of using Anima as a way to give clients a finished product. That Anima is nice, but only if on a level where you use the website as a way to give clients an inside look of what the website would look like when it would be finished, and perhaps give some pointers to the developers and so on and so forth. But in any case, please do not use Anima to generate websites and give them to clients. It would be a disaster, at least from the perspective of someone who also used to code, as well as someone who is designing right now. So definitely don't use Anima as that. It's a good prototyping tool. It's a good sort of tool to give people a flavor of what would happen. Maybe even do some testing on it, A/B testing. That would also work, but definitely not use it in production. That would be a disaster. So please, guys, just don't do that. Okay, I got a little bit sidetracked. Getting back to these icons, these are actually quite nice, and to be honest, I think they're also free. By the looks of it, they also have them available for Sketch as SVG files. Oh, they also have them as a Node package manager package. They also host them on GitHub, and they're also available for Figma. And they look quite nice too. Even though most of them are just for usually for stuff that's being used by visual editors, but still pretty useful. I would definitely get them just for that. If any of you guys are creating a visual editor, have a look at this thing. It's free. I'm going to also link it into the description, and I hope it's going to be useful for you guys. Okay, next. Bring down the technical and cost barriers of dynamic quadruple robot to an open source pet. Bittle. Okay, so these things seem to be like small robots that you can build from chunks by yourself, similarly to Lego, I believe. But it's a bit more complex in the sense that you have a lot more parts that are going to be used for the robots. But they're definitely nice. So It's that sort of toy that would be cool for the type of tech geek and the tech I don't know, aficionado. It looks cool. They're on Indiegogo right now, so if you guys want to do that and have a look at Indiegogo, I guess feel free to do so. I'm not going to do any more investing in any type of sort of Indiegogo or similar types of platform type products, because I have some bad experiences with Indiegogo and with Kickstarter, and I don't think I'm going to do this again, to be honest. I lost some faith in these platforms, and I don't think it's going to change very soon. It would take some time for it to change, so yeah. But if you guys like robots, definitely give this a go, and if you are okay with spending some money on Indiegogo, you can do so. I'll just link this into the description if you want to have a look, see what it's about, maybe buy one for your kid. Even though, to be honest, I think it's a bit pricey. It's priced at $250, estimated shipping January 2021, and it's supposed to be shipping worldwide. I guess it's fun. I don't know, but you could probably do this thing yourself with a 3D printer and some Arduino boards if you're interested, I guess. Okay, next we have Product Club with Jeff Morris Jr., a podcast featuring the best product people in the world, hosted by Jeff Morris Jr., founder of Chapter 1 and former VP of Product Revenue at Tinder. Okay. This is definitely something which is interesting, just because, first of all, it's also a podcast, which is okay, and secondly, I'm a huge fan of product as a theme, and I'm always interested in more information about product design, as well as product management and product ownership, if you will. So I'm probably going to give this thing a look and maybe subscribe myself to see what it's about. Definitely think it's going to be interesting. It's got 3 episodes already. Cool. And it's been around since August. So by the way, if there's any other product people out there that are listening to my podcast, have a look at Product Club with Jeff Morris Jr. Maybe you'll find something you like. I'm definitely subscribing on this one, seeing what it's about, and yeah, have a go. I'll link it in the description as well. Well, looks like this was it, guys. This was all of Product Hunt Fridays for today. I hope you had an amazing week. By the way, mine was pretty decent. Wasn't that bad, to be honest. It was decent. I'm a little bit tired because we had some rain here in my hometown, and actually this week kind of was okay for me, but I still feel a little bit tired, just because I actually had my first 15k broken yesterday. I've actually managed to run 15k for the first time. My calves are sore as all hell, and I'm still recovering, so to say. But definitely looking forward to beat the 18k and then to go on a half marathon run, to be honest. That's my main goal, by the way. Okay. I hope you have an amazing weekend. That being said, I hope you have an amazing weekend. I definitely hope you'll be subscribing, because I would be so happy if people would be subscribing to my podcast. Thanks for all of you who've been listening so far. I think you're amazing. As I don't think I'm saying this enough. Please stick around if you think this experiment of mine of doing a podcast is fun. At least I hope it brings you some useful information. That's why I've made it. This is why I'm actually investing so much time into this project, because I hope it's going to take off at some point. And transform into some sort of community that would exchange information with itself among the members, among the people who are interested in product design and business and technology especially. And I would definitely love to be a sort of glue between these sections of technology, sort of, or of the IT business and sector, because I think we definitely need more interaction, and COVID-19 has left us sort of isolated from ourselves. And I think this is one of the main reasons why so many people have started podcasting recently, just because they need this sort of interaction with other people. They need this interaction to be able to express their own thoughts. Probably they might not be able to have someone to talk to at home, or they might not have enough time to talk with their partners, or they might not have time to talk with their bosses, or they think their bosses just don't take them seriously. And I've seen a lot of people take up to podcasting lately as a way to express themselves, and probably to also find some way of getting their voice and finding if that voice has an echo, or at least find someone that thinks the information they share is useful, which is probably my case as well, because I've also started this podcast just because I wanted to build a community, but at the same time it was also because I wanted to find some partnership for discussion in a way, and exchange ideas, ping pong ideas, and try to interpret all sorts of topics that are coming up in the industry, and definitely engage in conversation with more people who are interested in this, in similar things that I am, just because I rarely go out, because I'm as most of the people who are working in IT, I'm working from home, which presents basically a lot of challenges. One of them being just being isolated from the others, and just not having this human interaction with others as often as you would like. And just by looking at the way things are shaping up right now, I don't think we'll be having too much interaction anytime soon, just because the second wave of COVID-19 infections hit pretty hard, both the US, both the EU, and basically every country around the world. So we're going to be home for quite some time now, which is probably a good idea to open that browser or open your Spotify account and just look for this podcast and maybe listen to it if you think it's cool. Okay, just joking, guys. I hope you have an amazing weekend, have an amazing night further on, and have a good coming week, and I hope it's going to be productive for you. It's going to be cool, and I hope you're going to start it off with a smile that perhaps this podcast brought up on you. I don't know, hopefully. And we'll definitely hear each other next week, probably on Monday if everything goes well. That being said, I wish you have an amazing night, and talk to you soon. Bye bye, guys.